Hello, booktube. The Booker Prize winner has been announced, and I don't know who it is yet. Behind the camera, Nell is frantically Googling to see if she can find the result.
There's nothing frantic about it.
Have you got the result?
No.
Nell is lazily Googling to see if she can find the result. Now, before I ask Nell her result, I just wanna give you a quick idea of what I think is likely to happen. I thought it was really weird that the trees, the Seven Moons of Maliamida, and Glory all made the list. They were all relatively not surprising, but all three of them together, I thought they were very similar. So I'm definitely leaning towards one of those three being the winner. The other book that I think is quite likely to win is Alan Garner's Treacle Walker, because it's been announced on his birthday. It is the only book of the shortlist that has been called in, which is that's not a sort of book I think should have been called in.
How did they know what sort of book it was until they called it in?
Well, when they call it in, it's because they've read the book before.
Is it? Or is it because they think that...
Yeah, it's...
I mean, is it because they think that author might have produced something interesting? Like, is it a prerequisite that they've already read it for them to call it in? I think you've made an assumption.
I think you're probably right on me making an assumption, but I think that surely you would have to have read the book to call it in. Anyway, so I think it's probably one of those four. I'll be very surprised if it's one of the other two, specifically O. William. I'll be really surprised at. Preamble aside, I don't think I'll guess. I think I'm just going to get you to say now.
Oh, you want me to say?
Yeah.
Do you want me to start by saying... I'm going to start by saying it's not Treacle Walker.
Oh, thank fuck. That would have been a really bad winner. Oh, I'm pretty relieved. Now, whatever it is, I'm pretty relieved. Is it O. William, though?
It's not O. William.
All right. Well, I don't really mind who wins now. I'm actually pretty happy with this result. Now, I would like it to be Glory. That is my personal favourite.
It's not Glory.
It's not Glory. Oh, well, that's a bit disappointing. But I think of what's left, it's almost certainly the Sri Lankan Salman Rushdie. It's almost certainly the Seven Moons of...
It is the Seven Moons of Maliamida.
Yeah. Well, I can't say that that's a big surprise. I think it's so similar to Midnight's Children, except that it's Sri Lankan and it's about Sri Lanka instead of about India. It's magical realism with the judges always love that sort of stuff. It's educational. It was a bit slow for me. It was a bit weird for me. It just didn't settle down. But I completely accept that is something that I don't like in books in general and that other people have no problem with. I think it's actually quite a good book, but it's not a book that I particularly got along with myself. As far as the winner goes, I think that's fair enough. And good on him for winning.
Do you want to read
What did the judges say? Any one of the six shortlisted books would have been a worthy winner, except for Treacle Walker. That was a mistake and an error, and we should never have put that on the shortlist. What the judges particularly admired and enjoyed in The Seven Moons of Maliamida was the ambition of its scope and the hilarious audacity of its narrative technique. It was very funny. I will give it that. He's a funny man. This is a metaphysical thriller, an afterlife noir that dissolves the boundaries of not just different genres, but of life and death, body and spirit, east and west. It is an entirely serious philosophical romp that takes the readers to the world's dark heart. The murderous horror of civil war Sri Lanka. And once there, the reader also discovers the tenderness and beauty, the love and loyalty, and the pursuit of an ideal that justifies every human life. I think I would have preferred to see Glory, but I think that this is the one that will see the most people happy, which is not what the shortlist was, not what the long list was. I think this is probably making a good call after some bad calls. That's my take on the Booker Prize this year. I'm just really relieved that it wasn't Treacle Walker, to be honest. Bye-bye.